Hi there, Lee Farnell here from Leading Your Best Life, and I'm just come back from WCK Lab, hot, cold sauna, cold water plunge. I want to talk about leading your best life. This is just such a fantastic tool and vehicle to get the best out of yourself, whether it's just for sport or for everyday life. Stay tuned, I want to tell you more. Well, folks, I've just come back from WCK Lab in Wembley here in Perth, and my mate Freddie, Dr. Freddie, that I swim with in Pod Squad, got me to go along to it, and this is the second session I've done where we've done cold water, 5-degree water. The first time I could barely stay in there for 30 seconds or more, and then Freddie got me doing affirmations and is dissociation, and this time around I think I stayed in there for 6 or 7 minutes, which was just unbelievable world record thanks to Freddie. Then we go into the sauna, we go into the hot magnesium pool. You feel so fantastic at the end of it, and I started to go, what's the science behind it? Well, I'm actually going to be interviewing Pete from WCK Lab in about a week or two's time. We're going to go deep into the science of why does this all work. And there's so many athletes there who are all looking to get the best out of themselves in terms of mind, body and spirit. So I want to delve down and find out what is the science behind it. We know the Scandinavians have been doing this forever. The Japanese have been doing this forever. And I came across an article from the Sydney Morning Herald of a guy by the name of Dr Mark Cohen, Melbourne-based Dr Mark Cohen, holds PhDs in Chinese and biomedical engineering, is a registered GP with a couple of degrees in physiology and psychological medicine to boot. But he's passionate about hot and cold bathing, as are, millions of people around the world, particularly in Scandinavia. But Cohen is on a campaign to transform the world through bathing. He said, I do it every morning. But let me just go to this other study. It says, what are some of the benefits? A randomized 30-day study of 3,000 people in Holland in 2015 had convincing results. They got people to do a hot shower alone, or a hot shower followed by a 30, 60 or 90-second cold shower. Dr. Cohen says, they found the people who had the cold after the hot had a 29% less sick days. Let's just use it again. They found the people who had the cold shower after the hot shower had 29% less sick days. He said any drug that would do that would be a blockbuster. And it goes on, of course. He said, but there are more reasons to get into hot-cold therapy than just fewer sick days from work. He said, it's a passive way to exercise parts that don't usually get a workout. It's an exercise for your blood vessels, explains Dr. Cohen. It also nourishes your skin, your organs. You're sending blood through your skin and internal organs, and that's a powerful thing. And we know that cold is one of the most powerful anti-inflammatories and analgesics. Any first aider will tell you. Dr. Cohen also says that it helps you get on with life's challenges. It has an effect on your self-confidence and self-efficacy. I can barely say that, efficacy. In other words, feeling good about yourself to actually be able to tackle problems. I mean, the fact is, if you can stay 6 and 7 minutes in 5-degree water, you're really controlling your mind. And Freddie was really at me today around, Farnell, you're not your body, dissociate from the body. And I remember Sadhguru talking about an affirmation of, I am not this body, I'm not even this mind. In fact, I'm connected to the complete universe. I'm connected way beyond my body. So we stop identifying just with our bodies. But that's a whole psychological thing there, and I'm going to talk to Pete about that in a couple of weeks' time. Talking about leading your best life, this is quoting Dr. Cohen again, you get a better feeling of your own power to do things. Once you've decided to go into the cold water, you go in and you're just dealing with your body and the sensations. And it's like a forced mindfulness practice. It certainly is, because you need to concentrate. I was concentrating on my breathing in for 5, holding for 1, breathing out for 5, holding for 1, doing like box breathing, 5-1, 5-1. You tell yourself you're strong enough and able enough to tolerate an uncomfortable situation. And when you exercise that muscle, that is, the muscle that says I can cope with uncomfortable situations, you can do that for the rest of your life. So when you have that uncomfortable conversation with someone or a phone call, or you have to do something you don't really want to do, you've practiced I'm quoting myself here, stepping out of the comfort zone, going into the growth zone, going into the discomfort zone. You've practiced going to that discomfort zone, doing that, and know that you can do it. And you know you can actually do way more than you thought you could do. I literally said to Freddie today as I was getting out after the 7 minutes, Freddie, I've just broken a world record. Well, that is my own world record, not necessarily someone else's world record. And the good news is it gets easier. And when you've done it once, the next day you'll find you can tolerate it a bit more. Our bodies are designed to progressively tolerate cold, Dr. Cohen says. And of course, the cold water coming out of your tap warms up as the weather warms up. So I highly recommend this. Because when we went to Budapest, they've got hot and cold and magnesium, and they've been doing that for centuries over there. Japan's the same. There's something to it, not just psychological, it's not just psychosomatic. There's something else going on. And of course, Wim Hof, let's just talk about this here. We're talking about Wim Hof. People all around the world are doing Wim Hof training. Dutch-born Wim Hof, aka the Iceman, is a man of world record-breaking extremes, things like climbing Mount Everest in shorts and running marathons without water. He's developed the Wim Hof method, WHM, which involves breathing and meditation to get people into the zone for ice bars. And again, we did that interview with Greg where he talked about tiger breathing. The Indians have been onto this for years, into the mountains, how to breathe to actually warm up your internal metabolism, how to handle cold environments without necessarily having a lot of clothes on. So it goes on and on, folks. Look, wait till we get Pete on, and we'll talk about this even more. And we'll talk about Wim Hof and how that all works. But I can tell you, I feel fantastic. I'm about to go to yoga now, so I'm going to head off. If you're serious about leading your best life, I recommend going to WCK Lab or some other place like that takes you hot, cold water. It really does change your life. We'll get more on this in a couple of weeks' time. In the meantime, do keep leading your best life. I'm Lee Farnell. Want any help? Here, take advantage of what we're about to talk about in this next little piece. See you next time. If you sell business to business, you really do need to be listening to what I'm about to say in the next 30 seconds. Here is a package of coaching training to actually transform your sales. We think you can triple your sales in the next 14 days with this CZ6 system. You can increase your average deal size and your profit margins. You can motivate your team and yourself to perform better. You can close more deals faster, so you increase your conversion rate quicker, and you reduce stress and have a lot more fun in your business. This is a super comprehensive package where you are going to get a whole lot of coaching training. Forget that. You're going to get results. You're going to get inspiration. You're going to change your life in the next 14 days or even less. Listen to what people say. Lee's tools have had a real increase to my business. We've increased and hit our targets by a factor of 10. Absolutely fantastic. Sales are up 28% and 40% up on last year to date. It goes on and on. There's been a 40 to 50% improvement. It goes on and on, folks. Find out more. If you're committed and serious about growing your sales, you'll find out more. Click the button below and get involved. And I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for listening. See you soon.